All right, so let's look at another example of how to solve inequalities. So let's just start out again, pretty simple. Let's do x minus 4 is less than or equal to 9. All right, so we're just going to solve this again like we would solve an equation. We draw our line. We look at what we have on the left-hand side. On the left-hand side, we have an x. So therefore, we're going to have to move the 4. The 4 is negative, so to get rid of that 4, we have to add the 4 to both sides. So we're going to add it. We're going to cross it out. We're going to bring down our x like we always do. We're going to bring down our symbol. In this case, we have a less than or equal to symbol. We're going to add. 9 plus 4 is 13. Now, I said, if x is located on the left-hand side, then you can just kind of look at which direction you're going to point your arrow. In addition to that, you need to look at what type of sign you have. You have a symbol that has an equal to sign underneath. So therefore, this is going to have to be a closed dot. So we're going to draw our number line. We're going to place 13 in the center. We should know that within 13 there, we can go down the level and be at 12 and 11 and 10, or we can go up and be 14, 15. So I could put all those numbers on a number line, but I just don't want to waste your time with that. So this tells me that this is going to be a closed dot. So above this line, I'm going to go ahead and put a closed dot. Now, like I said earlier, this right here tells us which direction to go with it. This tells me it's any number less than 13, so that's got to go below 13, which on a number line is to the left. And there's your simple equation solved, or simple inequality, right? So what we want to do now is we want to look at maybe another problem real quick where I have maybe x plus 6 is greater than or equal to 10. Again, what I need to do is I just need to solve this just like a regular old equation. And so we're going to subtract 6 from both sides because it's being added. We're going to get x is greater than or equal to 4. Again, we draw our number line. We put 4 in the center. We're going to do again another closed dot because it's got an equal to sign underneath. And we're going to draw it this direction, so to the right, because it means anything bigger than 4. So what happens if x is not on the left, though? What happens if x is on the right? And let's do a problem like that. If I have negative 5 is greater than x plus 2. Well, we're still going to set this up the same way, and we're going to split our equation, or our inequality, rather. We have a right side and a left side still, and x is located on the right side here. So that means we still need to move the things from the right to the left. So what we want to do first is we want to subtract 2 from both sides. We're going to cross them out. We're going to notice that negative 5 minus 2, if we put that in a calculator, that's going to give us negative 7. We're still going to bring down our symbol, and we're going to bring down x. Well, if you remember, I told you x has to be on the left to be able to tell you which direction to draw your line. Because this says, if you read left to right, negative 7 is greater than x. Well, I'm going to start my number line. We know I'm going to have a negative 7 in the center. We also know that we're going to have an open circle because it doesn't have an equal to sign underneath. So what we have to do is we actually have to flip this whole thing then. Just like we did in an equation before, we could flip the x and the number on the other side. But when I do that, I have to be very careful with this symbol in between. So the symbol in between is not an equal sign, so it's not just going to be equal to, right? We have to flip that too. So since it says greater than here, we're going to flip that and make it less than. See, that's like a mirror image, right? If x is looking in the mirror at negative 7, it's seeing this. But if negative 7 is looking in the mirror and looking at x, well, it's going to see the bottom part. And so we have to think about that as being a mirror image, a flip, rather. So this tells me that I'm going to draw my arrow going to the left. And then I'm done.